which is going to be your tarot reading for the month of December. Whew, here we go, Aries. For Aries, by the way, yeah. So this is going to be for the month of December for Aries. Last month of the year, Aries. Let's see what's going on with you this month of December. We're using the Rider-Waite Tarot. Ooh, okay, so we have some stuff already. Huh, interesting. Okay, so here's the deal. We start the month with situations that are turning out better, right? You can't see the cards right there, can you? Bam, right here. Okay, so we start the month with situations that are for the better. This card was here, I promise. Which is the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles, even upside down, is a good sign. This is opportunities that we are willing to give up because we don't believe in ourselves. Why? Because next is the card of strength. The card of strength talks about someone who doesn't believe in their own worth, who doesn't believe they have what it takes to do it, who doesn't, is not connected. If you look at this card, this lady is looking in the mouth of the lion. She's opening the mouth of the lion. She has the knowledge to know what she's doing. She's not afraid. She believes that she has the attitude, the determination, and the alpha energy that she can go into the mouth of another alpha and see what's going on in there. Now, upside down, it's just simply the opposite here. Where are those opportunities falling off from for you, Aries? And, you know, ask to yourself, this kind of goes against your nature. Now, astrology is a bit more complex. I don't like to use the word complicated because the word complicated is diminutive. It's like, oh, that's too complicated. Things are not complicated, things are complex in my perspective. Astrology is a little more complex than saying, Aries, what's going on with you? You're going against your nature. You are all about starting things. Why are you not taking these opportunities? Well, maybe, just maybe, the things, ask yourself, are this the kind of things that I'm used to taking off on? And remember, your sunrise means the ideal you. So there's other planets and associations that go along with this whole thing. My hands look close. They go along with this whole thing that might prevent you to come up as lessons. In this case, it's confidence. What did that last moon in Taurus brought up for me that I'm still dealing with? Because this right now, see, right now is November for me, but you're looking at this in December, right? But right now in November, the moon coming up for Taurus brings a lot of insecurities up. So maybe there's still some of this energy lingering with you. Now, the insecurities are coming up so that you can learn how to deal with them. Do not pass up these opportunities. We have a King of Swords upside down. The King of Swords upside down is... most royalty personalities are well until we flip them over. Once we flip them over, it's someone who doesn't listen to their own rationality and wants to kind of rule out of a place of manipulation of some sort. Yeah, we act out of integrity. We act out of integrity. It's almost like we feel like we're not good enough to do this the right way. So we are going, or the way that holds our integrity and our values. So we go up into other things that don't match our values. Meaning, like, I'm not going to take opportunity A and B because I don't feel like I'm good enough for it. I'm going to take opportunity C because I know how to cheat my way around it. Like, how does that make any sense? Now, for you watching this right now, the channel and the collective, this collective is about people who are willing to look at their shadow. So if you're sitting at home and you're like, fuck yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, then good for you. If you're sitting at home and you're like, I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about, this doesn't make any sense, then this is not for you. But if you're sitting at home saying, fuck this guy, he doesn't know what the fuck I'm going through, blah, 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 it's triggering you. So maybe we should take a look at that. You know, every time I get triggered, I know it's because there's something calling me that I'm not willing to accept. In this case, Aries have a hard time accepting that they're not on top, that they're not in control, that they're not leading, or that they're not leading with the right values and integrity. So somehow this all strikes well. Okay? Somehow this all strikes well. Because we have the jackpot card. Boom, you got what you wanted. So it's very important that you realize, Aries, that even if you got what you wanted, there's still not the perfect alignment in your manifestation, meaning that you get the result. I'm like, I really want this pot, and then I get this pot, right? Boom. But this pot is not meant to survive in the environment where I live, and I didn't thought about all of that. So I manifested something that it's not going to last too long because I didn't align myself properly. Am I asking for a plant that can handle direct sunlight? Am I asking for a plant that can actually be inside? Am I asking for a plant that can handle the heat that can get here in my room? You know, you didn't look at all of that when you started going for this opportunity. Look back, and if you're still, because some of you might still be at the time where, because there's some other cards that I pull now, some of you may still be at the time where you're making these decisions, right? Because this card's pulled on top. See, like if you can look a little bit better at the way this cards were pulled first, right? So this is how it went, and this is the beginning of it all. This is like episode 0, and this is episode 1 to 4. You know, episode 0 is you had the options. You were like, I don't know which one I should take because there's so many things falling off the sky, right? And all of a sudden you start getting a little bit irrational, immature, sassy, losing a little bit of your inspiration, that makes you act from integrity, that makes you act according to your values. You become a little manipulative, emotionally manipulative. And not only you use the emotion side of everything to get what you want, you go on the fear of it all. The root of it all is not that you're a bad person. It's not that you're out of alignment. It's that there is fear-driven energy. So this is when we sit and we ask ourselves, what the fuck am I so afraid of? I go through this all the time. If I can tell you how many times I had to sit back and be like, wow, I'm really scared of not being noticed. I'm really scared of abandonment. Oh shit, the whole fuckery I just created is because of childhood trauma. Like, fuck, I gotta work on that. I gotta solve that so that I become the person I want to become, right? So in this case, it's like, what's making you not believe in yourself, Aries? What's that holding you back that makes you not believe in yourself? That makes you act in such negative patterns? Because at the end of the day, you should be believed. At the end of the day, you do have what it takes. Because look, if we flip this card over, this is someone who is a total Don Juan. A Don Juan means someone who read you a fucking poem and your panties drop kind of guy. And then the King of Swords upside down is someone who leads, just like Aries do, who leads the beginning of the war, who leads the first battle, who is the beginning of everything, who does it with rationality, who thinks about everything and everyone, sometimes even before themselves. So we gotta flip that around. What is the fear? What's the fear? I have nubs, but I can still. You hear that? Do not tell Trapselina that I did that. For those who don't know Trapselina, she's someone I follow on Instagram. She's an influencer, and she's this beautiful woman. I love Trapselina. Go get some Trapselina and see what I'm talking about. The nails. She got long, beautiful, fabulous nails that I wish I did. And she's like, don't come out to me with those nails that make this clicking noise. Anyway. Back to here. So then, we have the Wheel of Fortune. At the end of it all, even if you do, because see, in both options, in both outcomes, this is kind of a mix and match. This is the what you're doing, and this is the why. So you're thinking of your options, but yet you are denying yourself the options that are aligned with you, and you're taking other options that are not so much aligned with you. It's making you act a little bit out of like childish, a little bit whimsical, a little bit like, no, this is not. It's bringing back some trauma so that they lack your inspiration of going what's right for you, which is making you act as in you don't believe in your own strength. It's making you reflect that in the outside. You know why? Because your emotions are kind of all over the place. So you become emotionally manipulated. By becoming emotionally manipulated, you have to cut some corners. And by cutting some corners, you're letting the Wheel of Fortune act out. Now, this card, see, at the end of the month, you don't get it that bad. You know what I mean? Because whatever you're doing still has a good outcome. Like, see, you're working really hard on it at the end of the day, and what you have in mind, even though it might not be aligned for you, it still has good enough intentions and is doing good enough for you that the universe is still going to give you what you want, what you got to get out of it. What is important here All right, and this is what that does. Going deep into your craft and saying, you know what, I gotta figure this shit out. You know, at the end of the day, what's important here out of all of this mess is that we analyze and we incorporate some shadow work to it and be like, when do I get triggered to act irrational and immature? And when do my emotions get out of place? Oh, when I gotta take decisions like that. It makes me feel like I can't believe in my strength. And when I don't believe in my strength, I want to rule out of fear instead of confidence. Okay, but you've been working so hard, and at the end of the day, it's going to be okay. That's really all I can tell you. See, it's really all a thumbs up for you. End of the conflict. End of the conflict. End of the. It's going to be the end of the conflict for you, really. If you had conflict going on with somebody else as well, that's going to be the end of it. You just learn to pretty much move on, and even if you don't want to move on, because this card is like, yeah, I kind of don't want to move on from everything, you know. But that's another story for another month, because this is where the month ends. And if there is more that you would like to know, Aries, there's a couple of cards there. If there's more that you would like to know, please feel free to contact me on my Instagram at babywitch, one word, _tarot, just like the channel. I am open for bookings, okay? And remember, Aries, the universe is always on your side, and this card just gave you the power. Bye.
Chitches got red.